driver. We are open for advert placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To forget this act, I thought that difficult to leave of this minister and the pocket.
But people are saying our money will come return.
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To conduct this act, I thought that we had to lead of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank.
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the coward and the hypocrites, which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Nze O. Nze, a political analyst. He also prides himself as advocate of the masses and is also a regular on my show. Good morning, Nze, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning, Laurentia. Good morning, Nigerians.
I also have with me Chizi Nyomasila. Chizi is a political analyst and he's the leader ICU Group, and he's also an APC chieftain and a regular on Open Conversation. Good morning, Chizi, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, viewers. You didn't remember that I'm a wrestler also.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just hearing that. So
No,
probably
I wrestle on Saturday.
you're wrestling on Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, we'll have that conversation. Who are you wrestling against, by the way?
No, don't worry, I wrestle against the same people.
Against the sea people.
The sim.
The Sim people.
Yeah, in my village, so we're wrestling. It's
In your
wrestling
village?
contest, yes.
Omawa, right?
Yes, in Amukosema.
Okay. Like a festival.
I think this
It's a festival.
the media will have to cover it.
Interesting. We'll have that conversation.
You send your correspondence there.
Definitely. And on to the story. Rivers State Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the post-election violence that led to the attack of some local government secretariats in the state has summoned some allies of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to appear before it. This was contained in a statement issued by the chairman of the commission, Honorable Justice I.R. Minakiri, in Port Harcourt on Monday and sent to newsmen. Among those summoned by the Justice Minakiri-led panel are the immediate past chairman of Ikwere Local Government Area, Dr. Samuel Wanosike, as well as his counterparts in Eleme and Ahoda East, namely Olo and Hope Ikriko, respectively. The trio served as local government chairmen under Nyesom Wike as governor and completed their tenure under incumbent governor Similaye Fubara. Also summoned is the member representing Eleme constituency in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Afoji Igwe, loyal to the FCT minister. Recall that the local government secretariats touched by suspected political thugs were Ikwere, Eleme, and Emoha. The statement, which summoned a total of 109 persons as witnesses, read: pursuant to the call and receipt of memoranda by the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into arson, killings, and wanton destruction of property at local government council headquarters in Rivers State, the following persons are hereby summoned to appear as scheduled below. The panel lists October 30 for witnesses in Ikwere, November 1, 4 and 5 for those summoned from Eleme, and 6th November for witnesses from Kana local government area. For Emoha local government area, the statement said the witnesses are to appear before it on 7th November, Obiakpo and Ahoda East on 8th November, while spillover will be accommodated on November 11, 2024. The statement added that the underlisted persons are to appear before the Rivers State Judicial Commission of Inquiry appointed by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Sir Similaye Fubara, to inquire into the arson, killings, and wanton destruction of properties at some local government council headquarters, which occurred on or about Monday, 7th October 2024, sitting at Rivers State Judicial Commission, Honorable Justice I.R. Minakiri's Court, Block C, Court 14, Rivers State High Court Complex, Port Harcourt at 9 o'clock, to give evidence and or tender documents in respect of the inquiry. Therefore, do not fail, as it may be at your peril. You are inquired to bring with you any evidence to establish the case, the communique read. Let me start with you, Nze. What do you make of this judicial panel?
It is a welcome development.
All right.
And it has been long anticipated. Right from the day that destruction was carried out,
right,
most of us began to call on the government to set up a judicial panel of inquiry in order to be able to bring some of these people whose faces we saw in camera, on that day, to know why they did what they did, who sent them, and what is the reason behind their sender. Why would you want River State to go on fire? Why would you want to destroy, like just the first person that was mentioned, the chairman of the former chairman of Ikwere local government, Honorable Samuel Wanosike. That project, that building that was burnt, was his signature project in that local government, and it should be speaking for him even after now. But unfortunately, that day, some people whom we cannot say whose party or whose side they've fallen, came up to set that place on fire. And it was also disturbing to me that after that incident, I saw someone, Wanosike, in the news, speaking from Cambridge University, where he went to study, trying to give an impression from what I deduced from what he said, that he wasn't around, and he's here cooling off, studying, helping himself, improving his life. And look at boys down there in the village destroying the property of the state. you know, things that should have helped them to enhance their lives. And you remember that in this show sometime, I said that some of those boys that are doing this, some of them have not crossed secondary school. The highest certificate they have is O level. And look at what they are doing. And the person they think they are fighting for is upgrading himself academically outside this country. And I ask a question, when will our people learn? When will the youths learn? Must we continue in this, I think, is it Rochas or Crocha that call it mumurity? Must we continue in this mumurity? For how long shall we continue to die for nothing? So I commend the River State Judicial panel of inquiry led by Justice Ninakri, that also if these people they invited shouldn't just be those who are on the side of FCT minister. Let them also invite those who are on the side of the Governor Sim Fumbara. The reason being that if this person says, I didn't do it, there should be somebody who would say, I saw you when you were doing it.
All right.
And if there is any evidence, just as the panel had inquired, they should come with those evidences, especially written and visual evidences.
All right.
Because we saw faces on that day. And you saw in the case of Eleme local government, we had some names being shouted while the burning was ongoing. Some of the people who came to see how they can salvage the situation were shouting a certain name, that this person has fulfilled his promise. This person has done what he threatened to the panel and let them look at it.
All right.
And I also want to appeal to the panel that at the end, let the results of the panel count.
All right.
Let them not just sweep it under the carpet at the end of their findings.
All right, and I want to ask you some questions, particularly with regards to this judicial panel of inquiry that has been set up. First of all, there have been, this is not the first attack on state-owned properties in Rivers State. You recall sometime last year, the Rivers State House of Assembly complex was attacked, was under attack as well. There was an explosion in a part of the Rivers State House of Assembly complex, and the governor did not set up a judicial panel for that till date. And the governor also went ahead to bulldoze part of that house and said he was going to renovate it, and it has been under lock and key up until now. The River State House of Assembly complex, we've not gotten feedback on whatever investigation is being done, whatever that is going on is shrouded in secrecy. I'll ask that question. Why didn't the governor make a move to set up a judicial panel of inquiry to find out what happened to that attack on the River State House of Assembly complex? That's one. Now, there have been cases of explosions in the APP secretariats. That's one. Also, in the APC secretariat has suffered explosion twice, and one that was unsuccessful around the presidential hotel area. And so far, nothing has happened. I mean, the police, on the other hand, on one hand said that they are going to, they are on the matter, they are investigating the matter, you know. In this instance, the police could also say they are investigating this matter. Of course, they said they are investigating the matter of the local government secretariats that were destroyed. Some parts of the building were destroyed. The question I'm asking is the government doing selective inquiries? Is it selecting what catches his fancy? Because, I mean, the River State House of Assembly complex is a state-owned property. This happened since last year. Now, for these other complexes, APC Secretariat and the APP Secretariat, the job of the governor is to protect lives and property. So if he took the initiative to do this for local government, I'm wondering, why didn't he do that for the River State House of Assembly complex? All these explosions going off in River State, why hasn't the governor set up judicial panel of inquiry for this?
Thank you very much. You see, there's one thing I always stand for. We are all human. There is no one that is superhuman among us all. Right from the president to the last man on the street. We're all human. It's just that sometimes we have opportunity to be where we find ourselves, or God chose to place us where he places us. But one thing is that man must act as man, and there is no man that is perfect. So what we do is that we complement each other. If you are working in your office and there are things you are not meeting up to, it is my duty to call your attention to it. Then if you have a listening ear, and you are such humble enough to apply what another person suggests for you, then you now see that you seem to be working well. So coming to what happened last year, October, in a State Assembly complex building, you see, we expected the governor, we as a person expected the governor to set up judicial panel of inquiry to unravel the secret or the brain behind the bombing. But somehow that didn't come, and before you know it, the place was
Could it be because you know the three-man assembly right now with the current chief of staff, Edis Nehe, Okojumbo, Sokari Goodboy, and one other, were accused of that explosion that rocked the River State House of Assembly complex. And if you recall, they were suspended by Martins and Mehule. But in fact, they were suspended by River State House of Assembly at that time. They were suspended over the explosion of the River State House of Assembly complex. So one would say in this instance, it was the cronies of the governor.
No,
that
I don't
hold on, you have your say. I'm asking a question
right,
because you are also raising concern that you expected that the governor would have done so, because I mean this is a major property of the state. And I am now bringing into perspective that the persons accused of being responsible allegedly for the explosion of the River State House of Assembly complex were people who are loyal to the governor, and they were suspended from River State House of Assembly. Could it be the reason why the governor has not yet launched or did not launch a judicial panel of inquiry into that major attack on a state property?
Trying to poke into the reason why or reason why not a man did not do what he needed to do in this context might be too difficult. One may say what is not realistic or what is not real and all that, but however, whichever way it goes, there is something that is very, very peculiar about this. That incident occurred, and you know, you discover that the bombing was done in the night, and then the next morning the brouhaha about impeachment notice and all that surfaced, and the next moment the governor came to visit the place, and there was this crisis of police trying to stop the governor and all the shooting water cannon and all that. Now those things, I saw it as a crisis situation. Now if the crisis had taken over the mind of the governor that he didn't go down to think out what he ought to have done, that is up to him. I'm not holding brief for him on that. But all of us expected that the governor should have instituted a panel to investigate or unravel the secret behind that bomb. Because one, that complex, that building is River State property, property of the government. And every property of the government is property of the people. All of us have stake to it. Now, but that was not done. And whether it was because the people that were his cronies were accused or not, it is a different ball game. Remember that accusation can come from any angle, and you cannot validate any accusation until a court of competent jurisdiction does that. So, but we didn't see it happen anywhere. Also, that panel, there was no panel set to unravel that. We saw the second incident that happened along Aba Road, close to Presidential Hotel Jerry, where a bomb was detonated and somebody's hand was cut off, and the person was really caught or seen or sighted in the hospital, government-owned hospital, where police claimed that they have cordoned the place. Now, up to today, we have not had anything from the police. We've not had anything from the governor. That one has been kept in secret, which I believe that someday what is kept in secret will come to limelight.
All right.
Now, look at what happened in APP Secretariat. That even the gate man there was affected, and up to today we have not had anything. I had expected police, not really the governor, coming up on this matter, because it is like a personal or private issue, like that of APP. Yes, I had expected the police to come up with investigation or report from this one, and even that of APC. You know, the day we were discussing it, I told you that whatever happened on that particular election day in APC Secretariat must come from within. And you try to find out what I mean by within, and I left it in bulk like that.
All right,
so
very
to
well.
me, governor had not done this, but had done this. We will not say because if this was not done, this cannot be done.
All right.
And we see that this one was wider and also all catching, because on that very day, all eyes was on River State, even though there were other states that were conducting election, but all eyes was on River State, and it also happened. We've seen it, and he decided to do this, which police is also conducting investigation into it.
All
so
right.
I am applauding the governor for doing this,
All right.
and I also
Very well.
thanking the Minakri for summoning all the people he summoned.
All right, very well. Chizi, Nze has accused the APC of masterminding their own explosion in their secretariat.
Very, very wrong. I said, from within. I say
you say from within means what?
No,
APC secretariat is being bombed, and you say it's from within. From within.
It can
All
be
right,
from
it's all
within
right.
Africa, from within Nigeria, from within River State, from within anywhere. So take it as within. Don't put
well spoken as a politician. Now, Chizi, what do you make of this story, considering that when Nze was speaking and made allusion to APC explosion, he said it was from within, and interestingly, APP explosion was not from within. Let me hear what you have to say, Chizi.
Well, firstly, I want to talk about the Judicial Commission so that I can take it off from
Go ahead.
I have to make some certain caveats before I begin to speak. Number one is that I do not support and will not support what happened in the council. Secondly, is the fact that a Judicial Commission was set up here and it wasn't set up here does not make this one right or wrong or make that one better than this. I'm taking this caveats so that we can bring it in right perspective. You know, while you were asking him question, you almost took on what I wanted to respond to. The judicial panel is part of the provisions of our constitution, and I like it to be. But the only problem is that I want to lay 3-4 things that I have problem with this judicial panel. Number one is that you've said it, that an arm of the government of River State, which is the legislative arm, was bombed. And up till today, no judicial panel was constituted. In fact, the governor went ahead to take those that they have accused of doing it. There was a direct accusation. It's not like we are even suspecting it. That people have said this and this and this, and as such, we are suspecting them for doing that. And so the governor went ahead and accommodated them in the governance house. I mean, if somebody accuses you, okay, set up a judicial panel, and summon them, both the accuser and the accused, to at least say something. But this one, no, he didn't do that. Then of all of that has happened, you see, no one is external. Both the APP and the APC, they are all part of the properties of River State, and they are all indigenous of River State that are under the protection of the government as one when he took an oath of office that was going to protect all of us. And so he didn't do it because I know why. The reason is, first, at the legislative arm, the governor already knew who did it, and he knew it was his own. Instead, he went to destroy the evidence by demolishing the place. Because you see, if the investigation is being carried out, he already destroyed the evidence. There are certain chemicals or things they use in demolishing those places that you could see traces of things. So by going to demolish the place, you already the thing you will now be seeing is the caterpillar or the thing that's demolishing the place, no longer the other pictures. That's what he did quickly and demolish the place. That's number one. Then number two is the APP and the APC. And they didn't say, and I didn't listen to him say that it is the APC because I was waiting for that. He only said it's from within. It's from within, which means it can come from Andoni, it can come from anywhere. You know, I understand that. Like I said, all of us believe that it's within, and we know who is within. For me, I know those who are within who did that this thing to cause problem in River State. The APP bombed APP to make APP popular. I know that one. I'm not afraid to say that. They came to bomb APC because they had these people didn't want the local government election to hold. Now, on the part of the local government, like I've said, on that day, you notice that I condemned it in totality. But all of a sudden, the governor came to the AP, to Ikure local government. The man who is setting up the judicial panel of inquiry came to Ikure local government and said, I know that it is not my people that did it. Meaning that I know who did it. He has not set up a panel. He has already known those who didn't do it and those who did it. No wonder as soon as they set up panel, they set up the panel with the names of those who did it.
So now are you saying this panel is biased and this is a witch hunt? Is that what you're saying?
It's purely a witch hunt. I can tell you why. You see, let me tell you. I don't know what I'm calling his name, you know, retired Justice Aso or something. That was the judicial panel chairman that Amechi constituted during Northern when Amechi became governor. Do you know why that stopped? Or they came and said, just 3 years ago, you, the panel chairman, said when you retired, one part of your speech, he said, if I find a way of jailing Odele, I will jail Odele. He said, now they have given you the opportunity to jail me. The court said, stop. That's all. Because you have already said, look, I am looking for a way to jail Odele. Now they have given you a chairman of the judicial panel. Then you can jail Odele. Now the man have come to say, I know that it is not these people that did it. So he knows those who did it, and he has given the name to go and do it. So they are all just there to write names. You brought out 105 persons, and you have allocated the Ikure, and then they went ahead to call Dr. Samuel Wanosike, who was far away studying, and he was the first person to be called to say, come and defend. This is the man, and thank God they said, this is the man who initiated and built that place. And then he's the person who is going to destroy his own place. And then the man is far away studying, and that's the man they are calling. You cannot know that it is. I am wondering, maybe they haven't written all the names. I am sure that my name will be there. I'm wondering why they have not written everybody's name. It's going to become in badges. All they are doing is, if they hear me now, they go and write my name there. See, there's a psychology we do. When you want to make everybody in ATN to run, you just say, Laurencia and Cosby and others. So everybody will be in others. Everybody. So when you now find out, oh, this guy is not loyal to me, then you write the name of the others. The other one you write. You just be writing until the other. So I am sure that my name will appear. But one short thing I tell you is that appearing in judicial panel is not compulsory. It is not. In fact, even the Supreme Court has ruled on that. That you may choose not to appear, or so if they say you don't appear, they will do something. That is like a bulldog barking without teeth. They can bite.
I actually wanted to ask you that question with regards to Oputa panel and the people that refrained from appearing before Oputa
the court panel. Said so that you don't. It's not a compulsory.
It's not binding.
It's not binding on the person to appear. It's optional.
But then the River State Judicial Panel is saying that if you fail to appear at your own peril, that was what I'm saying.
Now, the highest they can do is to take you to court. And then you go to court and begin to defend yourself. That's the highest they can do with investigations. Now, let me even ask you, when you set up a panel, when was this panel set? The judicial panel, when was it set? You see, when was it set? You see, this judicial panel is supposed to begin to get papers from
investigations
and all that.
But they've been visiting local governments.
And then they got the names.
They have been visiting local governments.
And they got the names. Just now they got all those names. And the local government told them that they got those names. But what I have said is this. It is not compulsory. If they invite me, I will not come. In fact, I don't even know why. I will come openly and say I'm not coming until you finish your investigation, and then we go to court.
All right.
Because there's one person that I saw that day that said he knows the people that did it and he knows the people who didn't do it. That is the governor. So he can't now come and constitute something that he already knows.
So it's a witch hunt for you.
It's witch hunt.
Right.
Witch hunt.
Very well. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Edun, has intervened in the political crisis in Rivers State, where Governor Simlaye Fubara has been at odds with his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. Reports indicate that Justice Kekore Ekun has summoned judges involved in issuing conflicting rulings on political cases in the state. A panel from the National Judicial Council will investigate these judges, with Justice Kekore Ekun requiring a report to be submitted this week. The panel, led by a former Court of Appeal justice, includes 2 heads of courts. The Chief Justice of Nigeria has also summoned the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for questioning on Tuesday. This development follows formal complaints submitted to the Council. It is understood that the CJN personally ordered a comprehensive probe. Chief, let me start with you. What do you make of this probe into the judicial crisis and conflicting orders?
It is long overdue.
Okay.
You know why I say so? I was asking of this either here or your sister session that, excuse me, I'm not a lawyer, but I know that which is within my jurisdiction to so do. That is not about judgment. You see, in judgment, I will not fault a judge because, of course, you could get facts and then give judgment in whatever. But that in the first place, that a case is coming to you, and then you know that this case is not within your jurisdiction to superintend. Why go ahead? So when they are calling, I think they are trying today again. Let me even say this before I digress. The chief judge, the CJN, has called. When the CJN calls and then provides solution and says, okay, don't do this and this and this. Our rivers elders, who has refused to be elders enough, indeed, we now begin to shout, no, it's not in the state of the CJN to do, because the president, remember that at the early hours of this early period of this whole political crisis in Rivers State, that the president called and said, let's take a political solution to this. And he was criticized. Now they are calling him back. Oh, President, no, now they do this now. Go and bring the other person. These people went to court. You didn't deal with them. The other person, I think we should go and do a extrajudicial thing. And the thing I'm calling is that let the president don't interfere with Rivers State. Let the judge, let the court rule. And then we will see who will do what and who will not do what. But that's not even where I'm coming. But on this angle now, he has called them. Yes, she has called them. I mean, because in the judiciary, they call even the male and the female a man. You know, it's not like he or she. So, however, they have called them to streamline, to tell you, this is where you're supposed to be. This is where you can't be giving conflicting. For instance, if a 2 federal high court, I'm using federal high court, they have what they call it, cognizant right or something, equal right. If a federal high court gives judgment here in Zamfara, another federal high court, I'm not even talking about state high court, I'm talking about even a federal high court, will not give judgment on that matter again. The only court that has the right to give that judgment will be the Court of Appeal. Then imagine a state high court giving judgment on that, even accepting to sit on that. When today it's no longer that you're ignorant of judgment. As soon as the judgment is given today, it is on their law report. So you already know. It's not as if that's not what you know. They will bring it to you to say, look, this judgment has been given by a court, and so you cannot stand because you are having. So I think the chief judge of Nigeria is doing the right thing. Let all of them come and then discuss so they don't confuse us.
All right, Chizi. Then what do you make of this story?
First and foremost, I commend Kekereku. And if you understand my approach to issues, I don't care who is concerned. I judge things as is clear to me, irrespective of who is concerned. I don't care. Now, in as much as I did not believe in Kekereku as at when she was coming, but on this very matter, I salute her. Because you see that politicians are already polarizing the courts, the judicial system, where we've seen lawyers and judges, to what case, turn things around based on the fatness of the package that is given to them, assumed, as we assume. But you see, like in the case of Rivers State, you see, we just saw what happened last week with Justice Joyce Abdulmalik. And in fact, the drama that she acted on that day, I felt that either if she smokes, maybe it has gotten to her head.
You can't make that. You can't know that's derogatory of a judge for judge.
No, you don't do that. When a judge,
that's derogatory. That's a derogatory
no.
statement.
Get me clearly. I don't want you to drive me into emotions. Get me clearly. When a judge who knows that she's occupying a certain position begins to behave like a child that is playing in this
what
game.
Exactly did the judge? What exactly?
Actions
hold
on
on.
That
what
day.
Exactly did
Number
Justice Joyce Abdul Malik do?
Number one.
Yes.
She was asked to recuse herself from that case, and she refused. For what? If
a judge can decide to decline that, it is well within. Hold on. It is well within her rights to refuse to recuse from a case.
Now, in her right, she will be sitting on another person's right. Look at it. If my case, if I'm having a case with Chizzy, and we come to your court, and I discover that you are becoming biased, and I say I don't have confidence in you.
Are you aware that matter was an originating someone?
Yes.
So if it was,
we don't have confidence in you.
If it was,
so why would you insist?
Hold on. If it was an originating someone, at what point did they discover the biasness?
Look, you can even as we step into this hall, I can discover your biasness over an issue.
Do you know what an originating someone means?
Who does not any? In fact, I believe that.
I want to know.
Hold on, I believe that every Nigerian who goes to court should be able to understand the elementary aspect of it, even when we try not to interfere or even talk about it, because we do not have that right. We didn't study the course. Like for me, I'm not a lawyer, so asking me some questions that reflect on the law matters, I may refuse or choose to answer. But look, let me also.
You are accusing her when you're not even well versed with the proceedings.
Do I need to be versed on what I'm seeing?
So what's an originating someone that you come
want me to
and
begin
say?
To answer you legal,
no, hold on.
You want me to begin to answer you legal questions
You
now?
You just
then I will take it up. I will take it up.
You just
so
said
you
he
know
should
that I'm
recuse
not
himself.
complete novice.
All right, go ahead.
You know that I'm not complete novice when it comes to that.
Yes, please.
But now you see that what Chizzy said here, that when Justice Aso was called to chair a certain panel that was constituted by Amaechi. And not there was someone who came to say, okay, no, there's no problem. You said this. For that reason, I don't have confidence that you'll be able to handle this man. And the man respected himself. But in
That's not what I said. That the man respected
no, hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
I am using my word.
Go on.
Because the case, the inquiry stopped at that point. So you see that in this case, we saw or we read what Justice Abdul Malik did. Somebody like me who wasn't in the court, and one thing you must know is that I'm a Nigerian, and I must look at things from my perspective as a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian who want Nigeria to work. So when I saw all the plea that were presented before her, and she refused all of them and insisted on carrying out a matter that the people say, oh, God, madam, please, we don't want you to handle this case for us. Let it be reassigned again. And also Justice Soho, who assigned that case, refused to reclaim that case from her. And you see such a thing happen. Now, at the end of the day...
Are you aware that there are two entirely different scenarios?
Yes, I know.
In this instance, a judge has been quoted to say, while he was still in service, that if I have my way, I will jail orderly. And then much later, he was the person chairing a judicial panel to probe orderly. Hold on. There is a background that you can actually point to and say this judge is biased. You can actually quote a statement he has made that has predisposed him to biasness. However, in this instance, in the Court of Justice, Joyce Abdul Malik, the respondents filed a petition for stay, and the judge refused. And their argument, let me enlighten you a bit on that. Hold on.
Yeah.
The argument. Hold on. Allow me. Kindly don't interject, please. Kindly don't interject.
Go ahead.
Now, they are filed for a stay. The judge refused. Now, their reason for filing for a stay was that there is an appeal at the Supreme Court. And they are telling the justice to step down on the matter pending when the Supreme Court gives judgment. And the justice said no. The two matters are not even related in the first instance. This has to do with fact allocation, while the one of Supreme Court has to do with an appeal of a judgment by the appeal court, telling the governor to present the budget and affirming the judgment of Omotosho. In the judgment of Omotosho, the judge did not tell the central bank to stop paying allocations. But in this instance, it was an entirely different suit. We need to separate these two things. Hold on, please. Now, moving forward, when the judge refused to stay that execution, they now told her, these are things that happened in one sitting. In that particular case, they now told her to recuse herself, that she's being biased. Probably she's being biased in this instance because she denied a stay. It is her prerogative, and the courts and the judicial system allows the judge to deny, to not allow, to not recuse herself. It is now you, as the appellant, that would probably, like Femi Falana has done in this instance, written to the CJN, written to the chief judge of the FCT High Court, Federal High Court, asking that matter be shifted to Port Harcourt division of the Federal High Court. That's the most you can do. And then the judge, they now also spoke about three major issues. They also spoke about the third one, and the third one was that why is this matter being handled in the Federal Capital Territory when the first to the third respondents have offices in Port Harcourt and other respondents are domiciled in Port Harcourt? And the judge answered that the Federal High Court is one across the country, and cases can come to the Federal High Court in any state, anywhere they are allowed to entertain that matter. So at what point in all these things I've explained to you now, can you say that at a point in time before now, Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik has said anything, acted in any way, handled any previous political matter concerning River State, done anything whatsoever to show biasness, except that she refused an appeal for a stay of execution?
All right, thank you. You have finished. Can we now take it very carefully?
Very quickly, because I'm out of time.
Yeah, you tried to educate me, even when I told you to educate Nigerians, or enlighten Nigerians more. You remember that this Okojombo-led assembly requested to be a joiner in that suit, and she refused. You remember? Because when you are saying that she only refused to do one thing and the other for that,
it's Okojombo. According to
Can I come in?
Okay, come in, because I wanted to ask you, but come in because we are out of time. Hold on, we are out of time. Please go on, Chizzy.
Let me say this. Do you know that there is a court of appeal judgment that has affirmed Martin Samuel? And so a court of that judicial cannot accept another person who is not the speaker, because he doesn't have two speakers. The question is now, is Okojombo, the judge denying Okojombo being a joiner to the suit, is Okojombo known to the law? If Okojombo is not known to the law, does he have the locus to be a part of that? Is it when you ask for anything before a court, you would also come with facts, like you just mentioned to us, you just like told us. If you say, no, this case is before the Supreme Court, and then the woman looks at the case, it's not before the Supreme Court, so meaning that their facts are not true, she will not grant you that request, because it's not before. As soon as that case is within the Supreme Court, she will stop immediately. Now, Okojombo came. Within the law, Okojombo is not known as speaker. So why would she admit somebody who is not a speaker?
A non-party.
A non-party into the party. You know, people would look at these things. It's not.
You know, I don't agree with your argument on this.
Right, go ahead.
You said that court had affirmed Amoyula as speaker.
Yes.
Which court?
Court of appeal.
By who? Which judge?
It doesn't matter. I think court of appeal.
No, I'm coming. The reason we're asking this question is that we saw the case that Federal High Court by Omotosho, the judgment he passed, which appeal court upheld.
Yes.
You remember? And in that judgment, I have said it in this studio over time, that judgment, that course process, that litigation started as at when Amehule was still a speaker and a member. And I'm coming now. Hold on. It was after Amehule defected and here became.
Sorry, excuse me. Which court started? Which court started before Amehule?
The litigation that went to Omotosho started before Amehule.
Why would that litigation go? On what?
Hold on.
How?
Do you want to take us back? Let me now take you down to the grassroots, the beginning of that matter. Now, Amehule went to court when they were having issues with the governor that the National Assembly should come and take over the State Assembly because of the crisis.
Amehule.
Now, hold on.
That's the wrong information.
Can you listen to me? You know, the thing
give
is
the correct information.
Hold on.
No, give the correct
But we know that Amehule went to court, and it was that court case.
What did he go to court for?
Hold on. It was that case, that court case, which I stood in this studio and argued that the governor he filed a motion against that court when the president said that they should go back and withdraw.
Why did they go to court?
I'm coming.
Why dodging that? Why did they go to court?
I asked you a question about a judge, and you say you don't know that. So long as court has given judgment, and let that.
No, but why did they go to court?
Chizzy and Laurentia, now listen. Amehule went to court. He had issues. I may not be at the purview of
issue.
Hold on now. I may not be at the purview of remembering every details. That except if I make my consultation back to my
then
files.
it's important to make it
it's
important to speak facts. You give the right information.
Let us look at it from this angle. Now, this case started before Amehule defected. And gentlemen,
this is a complete detour from the conversation. I don't want to entertain that further. There is a court judgment.
You know,
hold on.
When you say that Ojumbo is not to law, I agreed to that.
It's not to law.
Chizzy, hold on. Gentlemen, I will not let you detour. 2, I will not let you hold your personal opinion and sentiments above what is constitutional in Nigeria. It is your opinion.
And you know
hold on.
Not yours.
Hold on, Nze. Please hold on. It is your opinion that a federal high court authenticated the speakership of Martin Amehule as the Rivers State House of Assembly, and an appeal court upheld and affirmed that judgment. Hold on, Nze, don't interject. Be civil, please.
So quote me right. Quote me right. You are misquoting me now.
If you interject again, I will stop you from speaking, and I'm serious about it. Don't interject. It is your opinion that a federal high court gave judgment in favor of Martin Amehule, and an appeal court affirmed it, and you refuse to recognize that. It is respected as your opinion. However, when issues of serious nature that is shaping the thought patterns and that is informing the public is concerned, you cannot come on national television and say that the judgment of the appeal court is nonsense, therefore Okojombo is known to law. The law is not your law. The law is the ground norm of this country, and everybody will abide by that law. You can even be held for contempt by your statement. I need you to understand the implications of what you're saying on national television and misinforming the public. You can be held by that statement. So now, hold on. As it stands right now, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue. Do not go away.
I've always said there are two types of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Federal Capital Territory Police in Abuja has arrested Alex Mascot Ikweche, a lawmaker from Abia State, for allegedly assaulting a cab driver, Stephen Abuwatseya. According to the police, a disagreement occurred between Stephen when Stephen tried to deliver food to Ikweche. The driver reportedly asked Ikweche to come outside to receive his package, but the lawmaker refused and allegedly slapped the driver. Police spokesperson Josephine Ade confirmed Ikweche is currently being questioned at the Maitama police station. Abuwatseya filed a complaint stating that Ikweche not only slapped him but also dared him to report to the Inspector General of Police, showing a lack of respect for the authorities. Meanwhile, rights activist Martin Vincent Otse, known as Very Dark Man, has filed a petition with the Inspector General of Police for further investigation and justice. In his letter, he claimed Ikweche threatened to make the driver disappear and urged that Ikweche be prosecuted. FCT Police Commissioner Olatunji Disu has assured the public of a fair investigation and promised that appropriate action will be taken once the investigation is complete. On another story, the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria has come out to condemn the actions of Ikweche, saying that this harassment is not, has always been one of the major problems faced by the union, the e-hailing union, which Ikweche is part of. Now, joining me on the show to address this matter is Comrade Anthony Ayodele. Comrade Anthony Ayodele is a North Central Zonal Chairman of Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria. Good morning, Comrade Anthony, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me.
All right, Comrade Anthony, what first of all is your take to this story? What is the reaction of the union to this story? I am sure that Ikweche belongs to the e-hailing union, correct?
Okay, yes. Abuwatseya is a very committed and bona fide member of the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria FCT chapter. He's a very committed member.
All right, and so far, what can you tell us about the developments on the story, and what has the union done so far about this issue?
Okay, when we received the sad news or the sad information about our member being harassed by the honorable member, we saw the circulating video because he sent it to our platform. He sent it at 10:11 at night, and of course, as a responsible union, he quickly tried to see how to come into the situation. Immediately, we told him to go to the Maitama Divisional headquarters in Abuja, which he did, and he went there to report the issue. And then the next morning, we took it on from there. His car was seized. In fact, the lawmaker went as far as even calling the police to arrest him. If the lawmaker is the one that arrests our driver, still went ahead to go and arrest our driver. So, but on hearing from both sides, I must have to thank the Nigerian police for that. On hearing from both sides, they had to allow the driver to come back the next day, but his car was held. And afterwards, we followed the matter up to agreement. The matter is currently at the IG's office. That is all I can say as regards that matter.
All right.
For now.
All right, Comrade Anthony, Ikweche's issue is not an isolated case among the challenges that the e-hailing drivers are experiencing in Nigeria. If I may ask...
Okay. Let me bring an historical perspective into this.
All right.
For a very long time, our drivers has always been harassed. this is one too many of the issues that our drivers are facing. And this is one of the many issues the union has decided to take up. And this particular, the union is very, very interested in it. Very, very interested, because we want to know why an individual, no matter how you place you are, can say you get someone will disappear. That you do this, you do that, even if you call the IG, nothing will happen. That you call a policeman to beat the person up. It means that so many of our members have been missing. So many of our drivers that we don't know their whereabouts. These House of Assembly, National House of Assembly members, and some highly placed individuals in society are responsible for them. That's a union.
Don't you think that is
not going?
Comrade Anthony, when you say that some of the drivers that are missing, that the House of Assembly members may be responsible, don't you think that is taking a swiping comment, and that's a very strong allegation you have laid there? But I want to ask very quickly what the app companies are doing about this situation. Drivers, like I said, the Stephen Ikweche case is not an isolated case. There have been cases of drivers who have been murdered while on duty, while driving passengers. There have been cases of drivers who have been killed by riders as well. So far, what is the union doing about this? And have the union been able to liaise with these app companies to make sure that these riders are thoroughly investigated and brought to book? Have the app companies been helpful in the investigation of matters like this?
Well, I must be particularly without any provision book that. The app companies are very responsible in this regard. I say so without any mistakes. The app company is responsible. That's even the reason why the union was formed. The union was formed to fill in the gap, to ensure that we protect our members. They are you know that they are being responsible. Ordinarily, in cases like this, you have to see the app companies coming up to say, okay, we're doing this, we are doing that. Up till this moment, the company on this particular matter, both, haven't said anything. It's still the union. If my interest moments, doing this video, I'm calling in Akure, we're out a national executive council meeting. To address issues like this and many more.
All right.
The app companies have not been very good in handling issues like this.
All right.
We, as a responsible union, we are using this to all this. Every product in the industry to see how to bring a better science into the happy industry, ensure that we work in collaboration to bring down this menace that has really beveled the industry.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Anthony Ayodele, the North Central Zonal Chairman of Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and shedding the light on the plight of e-hailing drivers in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And then, Chizzy, what do you make of these developments? What do you make of this story? The House of Representatives member has come out to apologize. Do you think an apology is enough?
Firstly, yes, of course, for me as a Christian, I would like somebody who has apologized to me to forgive him. But of course, you see, you don't just let him go, because if you do that, you are not also sending a very strong signal to others who will do that. People have been harassed. And again, yes, we're talking about the National Assembly member now because, of course, it's a National Assembly
member.
It's
highly placed.
Because it's highly placed. There are also persons, there are also drivers who are also rude to their passengers.
Okay.
There are also drivers who are also rude. We are telling ourselves that we should have cordial respect, we should respect each other. Because it's not just about the fact that somebody is coming to drive you or something. If you call a cabman, for instance, the fact that you call a cabman does not mean you have advantage over the person. It's just opportunity. And then, of course, for the cabman also should also know that, because you see, 90 or 80% of the cabmen do not see that as work, and so they are already angry that you are even a House of Representatives member or something, and then calling them. So both of us, both those who call the cabmen and those who are on the street should see ourselves first as human and respect each other.
Right. Nze, let me come to you, Nze. This issue of, I mean, drivers, e-hailing drivers in this instance have been victims of rituals. They've been abducted, car theft, you know, a lot has gone on within the e-hailing community. And it appears to a large extent that these app companies have enabled the riders, because, I mean, the complaints have always you can't get them, you can see their office, you can reach out to them. And Nigerians have no choice but to engage these platforms because, of course, the times are hard and they need to survive. What do you think can be what can be the solution? What is the way moving forward, considering what the North Central Zonal Chairman has said, that they've tried so much to engage the app companies and they've met a brick wall?
Well, I think first and foremost, the problem is a societal one.
All right.
We have this decadence in the society, and that decline is telling on every facet of the society.
Okay.
So the app companies, the e-hailing drivers and all that, those associations are not exclusive. You see, the driver himself has a fault. The rep member has a fault.
What's the fault of the driver in this instance?
The fault of the driver in this instance is that you brought something to someone to be able to deliver to the last point. And that is the role of whatever that may be. I think that should be the role of the rule of the engagement. Now, you brought that stuff, you know, either in whether you are angry, you know, transferring aggression, or you are just haughty on yourself, or that is how you chose to. Because yesterday in fact, I was embarrassed by a driver.
Did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the video.
No, that's the thing.
I read the story.
He actually delivered to the point.
I read the story.
The rep member refused payment.
Okay, but from what I read in the story was that he refused to. He asked the rep member to come to the car and collect the stuff. That was what I had, and that is where I'm basing my judgment. But however,
so is the driver expected to come down from his car and carry the delivery to the house of the person?
Well, I don't know their rules.
That's not the rule of engagement.
I don't know their rules. But to me, I think that if a driver brings any product to my place, he should be able to deliver. If it is something he can lift by himself. But if it is something he will need assistance, then assistance can be provided.
That's food.
If it is just food,
in a waterproof.
Yeah, he's supposed to deliver it.
He has delivered it to the address. Now, you know, I also talked about the incessant killings, and the North Central Zonal Chairman talked about disappearances of drivers, unaccounted for. These are the situations. In fact, there was a particular case I was aware of in Rivers State, and the driver was killed. He came and they begged him, please come inside. The person you're carrying is disabled, so that it can be. And he drove inside the compound. The gate was closed, and that was the last anybody heard of him.
Yeah,
that was the last he was seen alive. So now drivers are, if I am your driver and you ordered for something and I deliver to your gate, I have done my job. You expect me to come down from the gate, enter a compound where my life is not secure? Well, I mean, my life at that point is in your hands.
Do you know there should be a rule guiding most of these businesses? Yes, like the scenario you painted here. We also have seen here in Rivers State where a delivery, this thing had also brought an issue. I mean, a product to somebody, and they received the product, killed the man, and deposited the corpse into a safety tank.
They killed the delivery guy.
You know that, but that's why I'm saying that there should be a rule, and if that rule is known, anybody that violates the rule should be made to face the.
So probably we should be talking about these app companies being properly regulated by the government.
Yes, but in this, they should be regulated properly by the government. But look at on this issue that happened between that man and the Ikweche, we see that Ikweche acted he acted like a man of like mind. I didn't like his actions.
Okay.
Yes, because he tried to like show himself superior to the cab driver,
right.
even though the cab driver, in which, based on what I read, because I must contain my judgment on what I read.
Okay.
So I didn't watch the video.
All right.
But based on that, the cab driver also might have.
Hear from Chizzy because we are out of time.
Let me conclude
Can you do
by
that
saying
in 20
that
seconds?
yes, since the man,
Yes.
the equator of a man
Right.
had come openly, because I read his apology. And after reading his apology, I said that this is 1 in a million, and he should be commended. And I don't know how many people of such level in the government system who have come openly to apologize to the common people of Nigeria.
All right, Chizzy, you want to speak about the app companies?
Yes.
Very quickly, because we're out of time.
You see, we can actually not control the entire behavior of different men.
Okay.
But we can guide it by having that kind of app, by controlling the app. You know,
regulating it.
The activities.
The government regulating.
This app company. And so if your app company is not even domiciled here, then they should not allow you. If you go there and anything happen, then we know. Government can list the names of the apps that are domiciled here. And some people can be going on.
All right.
So we can get these pictures of this civil team.
All right. Thank you so much, Chizzy. I wish we had more time to continue, but sadly we are out of time. And thank you so much, Nze, for coming on Open Conversation. And thank you so much, Chizzy. It's always a pleasure having you. And thank you so much, our viewers. Sadly, we are out of time, and this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network. Do not go away.
As always said, there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed entire communities, are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops, cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
the people of Maiduguri